We're going to perform for you a static ball lat stretch. Right now I'm going to have Carolina get into position. So she's going to get into a quadruped position where her knees are under her hips, her supporting arm, which is going to be her right arm, is going to be under her right shoulder, and her left hand with the thumb up is going to go right on top. Let's go ahead, right on top of the center of the ball. And by keeping a nice neutral position at the spine to where her hips, shoulders, and her ears are all in line, Carolina is going to go ahead and keep that same body position. And she's going to reach away to get a little bit of a stretch through that lat. Now, to accentuate the lat stretch, she can go ahead and keep her body still and just reach farther away. And what she can do on the opposite end of the connection for the lat is to turn that left back pocket away from that same side shoulder. So she's got to get a little bit of a hip lateral flexion, and that way she increases the length from one connection of the lat to the other. Now, if Carolina experiences, or your client experiences, any kind of pinching across the top of the shoulder, there's a couple things you can do. One of those things is to adjust your arm position by putting your hand flat on the ball. And that just changes the amount of external rotation in case there is some impingement going on at the top of the shoulder. The other option that Carolina has is to have her arm not go from such an overhead position, but now to come out to the side. So as the ball rolls out to the side, she's going to go ahead and readjust, put your hand on top of the ball. So instead of this more overhead position, she's coming out to the side, and then re-executing the reach away, and hold, and now she's going to hold this stretch for about 30 seconds. And go ahead and relax. Now the next stretch we're going to do is an active stretch for the ball lat. So essentially it's the same position you're going to get into as you did for the static ball stretch. But here, Carolina is going to be moving into and out of that stretch position. So from here, she's going to go ahead and, again, knees under hips, hand under shoulder. She's going to reach away, reach, maybe get a little lateral hip flex, hold that stretch for a couple seconds, and then back off. She'll coil up, and then she'll go ahead and reach out again. So 2 seconds out, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, comes back and re-engages back into the stretch. Reach out, head's in a nice neutral position. I'm watching that low back, making sure she's not arching, either coming into or out of the stretch. She's getting a nice little lateral hip flex to, again, lengthen out through the lats and relax. Very nice. Now the last stretch, which is going to be a dynamic lat stretch, Carolina is going to stay away from the ball. She's going to stand. And what we're going to do here is just a simple straight arm front raise. So from here, to get more into a dynamic position, she's going to raise her arms up and down. So under control, great spinal position here. So from the side, I'm watching for Carolina's head position, low back position specifically, to make sure that she doesn't arch into the low back as the arms come up overhead. I'm also making sure that her head stays right above her shoulders. If you're tight across the neck and weak across the low back, that could lead to an arching of the back or a forward head position as you raise the arms up overhead. And that is a dynamic lat stretch. Another option for a lat stretch is to do a PNF motion using a med ball. So what Carolina is going to do here is going to do a lateral lunge. Ball is going to come down towards that left side right here, and she's going to do this chopping motion as she comes up towards the right side. So you'll notice the ball goes to the left, she lunges left, she'll lunge right, and her hand will come up right. So here, we are definitely getting some shoulder motion to help warm up the shoulders. You'll notice here that she's got great control, nice controlled movement as she's doing this lunge. Again, controlling that mid back, low back, watching that arch, head position is great. Now we can also reverse it, do the other side, so she's going to go down right, up left. And you can see here, through the shoulders, again, dynamic movement through the shoulders, under control, into and out of each position. So you'll see here, we'll do maybe 8 reps down, left, up, right, and then 8 reps down, right, and up, left. And that is an example of a dynamic lat stretch.